When he returned to the ring Saturday, December 21st, on the undercard of Fury and Usyk's rematch, Sergey Bohachuk came into this fight looking to prove something, and his late replacement opponent, Ishmael Davis, did all he could to try to challenge Sergey in this bout, but Sergey would not be denied. It was something to watch when I saw his performance, because originally it was supposed to be a different opponent and the stakes would have been much higher, but there was no drop-off in Sergey's performance, and we're going to talk about that and what could be next for this super welterweight fighter who seems to be on a mission. When we're talking about boxing and boxing delivering, we saw the sport deliver on Saturday, December 21st, a rematch between two heavyweights that fought earlier in the year and came together once again to prove and settle who's the best at the top of the division. And that was when Alexander Usyk took on Tyson Fury for a second time. The undercard was not one of Riyadh season's best, but there were certain efforts that were on display that brought out the best of who fought. Now, one of the things that can be mentioned is the fact that Sergey Bohachuk was looking forward to an opportunity against Editorial Madrimov. That fight was supposed to take place Saturday. However, Madrimov, who had also signed a deal to face Virgil Ortiz coming up in February, the 22nd of February to be exact, suddenly came up with something that prevented him from going through with this promotion. And that was, it was confirmed by doctors that he was suffering from acute bronchitis and had to withdraw from the December 21st card in Riyadh season. Now, fighters train pretty much year-round. It was reported that he was suffering from bronchitis. Interestingly, he should be prepared for Virgil in February. Well, how do we know that? My thing is this. The Bohachuk fight is a more difficult fight for Israel. It is shown by what Bohachuk has done thus far. And thus far, he managed to move on to a late replacement opponent in Ishmael Davis. Now, Davis came into this fight looking to capitalize on his opportunity. The 29-year-old Orthodox fighter who's out of the UK, nicknamed the Black Panther, and I talked about him in his last fight when he took on Josh Kelly. And I ridiculed him a bit because I talked about he having the nickname the Black Panther, but he lost a majority decision to Kelly when he could have just, according to how I saw the fight, gave a little bit more of a spirited effort if you're going to call yourself the Black Panther. But I digress. Against Bohachuk, he did come in and try to give a solid effort. Now, his fight with Kelly was in September, so this was not necessarily a bad turnaround, but I understand he wasn't the original opponent for Bohachuk, so he was going to come in at a certain disadvantage. I don't know how long he had to prepare for this fight, but through the 6 rounds that this fight lasted, what I could say about Davis's efforts is that he did punch. He did try to land some solid telling blows. But Bohachuk was ready for everything, and he fought like he had purpose and intent. After catching a big right hand in the first round that buckled him somewhat, he seemed to refocus and go after Ishmael with body attacks and combination punches. I cannot stress to the audience enough what it means when fighters are putting punches together. And Bohachuk did that extremely well against the strong contesting Ishmael Davis. You see, Davis was doing well at the start, but remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Bohachuk took the fight to him, banging him to the body, turning him, imposing his physical strength over Davis. He took Davis's confidence away, and the body shots that he was working was taking his stamina and legs away. He succumbed and gave in by the 6th round, and that was that. But Bohachuk fought with such spirit and venom, it was like he was trying to prove a point. He was trying to say something to the audience that was more expecting Madrimov and giving a reason to understand why he should have consideration against Madrimov. You see, because over his past couple of fights, he's fought the likes of Virgil Ortiz, where he lost a majority decision that many people felt he won. because he put Ortiz on the canvas twice in rounds 1 and 8. And prior to that, he defeated Brian Mendoza, who had defeated Sebastian Fundora. And that was earlier this year in March. The Ortiz fight was in August. So Bohachuk in his past 2 fights have fought fighters that were grades way higher than Ishmael Davis. But what he was trying to go into was a fight with Madrimov, a former champion now because Terrence Bud Crawford took his title, and prove he's one of the best at 154. But I'm going to say this. Any of those contending fighters out there that may find themselves facing El Flaco, as he's named, from the Ukraine. Bohachuk's record is presently 25-2 with 24 KOs. He gets people out of there, and he fights hard, and his stamina is good. I felt he defeated Ortiz Jr., whom Madrimov is now going to fight. Madrimov is more than likely going to defeat Virgil Ortiz. But this fighter in Bohachuk is a fighter that fight fans can appreciate. When you put your money down to watch this man go in, he literally does just that, goes in. And I can't wait to see him again. I got the message that Bohachuk left after his performance Saturday night. And anyone who's wise to the sport of boxing will have taken note of that message as well. He's ready for another opportunity at a world title. He's ready for another opportunity at Virgil Ortiz Jr. And he's definitely ready for Israel Madrimov. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are, and did you receive Sergey's message from Saturday's performance against Davis? And what do you think when he gets that opportunity against those 2 men, Ortiz Jr. and Madrimov, in the future? Do you think he'll be successful? Leave comments and let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.